welcome back to DBC Creations. I still remain your favorite Dima Aneke. So today is all about the down part of the jumpsuit, which is the trouser part or the pants part. So let's jump to our tutorial. So first and foremost, I have to measure half inch, or you can go in by 1 inch. Okay, let's go in by 1 inch here. So I'm not going to use my pencil because it's not showing, so I'm going to use my pen. I'm going to measure 2 inches. If you like, you can measure 1 inch. Okay, let me go in by 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inch all the way down. But firstly, I have to measure my full length. So my full length is because I want it to be touching the ground. So from my up to down, so I have to make it to be 60. Remember your seam allowances. If it is equal to that, if it's equal to 60, so from here we are going to remark and measure our 60. So here is where our 60 stopped, and from here we are going to add our 3 inch for allowance. Okay, my 1.5 all the way down. One and a half inch from this side. So from here is where we are going to start our measurement. So the length of my cloth or my crotch length is 11.5. So remember your seam allowance, that's why we left 1 inch here. So my cloth line is 11.5. So here, so I'm going to measure 11.5 all the way here. 11.5. So, and the biggest part we are using for this tutorial is the time. The time circumference is the biggest side because it's divided by 2 and not by 4, while your waist and your hip is divided by 4, while your thigh is divided by 2. So that's the largest body circumference that we are using for this tutorial. This is my clutch line. So guys, what we are going to do for this is how you place. You don't place it like this, you place it like this. This place is where the allowance will be. That's why I placed it like this. Why this place? The middle part of your body, of your upper bodies, is where our clutch line will be. So you have to be conscious of this. So I have to pin this. So this is the manipulation that I wanted to show you guys of how you can cut your jumpsuit. So from here to here is 11.5, which is my clutch length. So here I left 1.5 inch for my allowance, and here is where I will be placing my. So from here we have to mark out where this stopped. So here is our waistline, so that it will line with the upper bodies of your block. So here is our dart. So we are going to, here is our dart. So I marked out the dart so that the dart will line or will be in alignment. So here is the center for the dart. So my hip is 40 divided by 4 will give me 10, right? So I'm going to place my tape rule and mark out 10. So how to get your clutch line, okay, here is my hip, and how to get your clutch extension. Let me just rule everything in. So here is my hip line slash my clutch line. How to get your clutch extension is your full heel circumference divided by 20, and mine is 40 divided by 20 will give me 2. So from here I'm going to mark out 2, and that will be my clutch extension. So from here I'm going to place my tape at this down part of the clutch line and mark out 3 inches. So this is where my clutch curve will start and end. So I'm going to place my curve rule and curve my clutch. So here is my clutch extension and here is my clutch line for my front pattern. So I'm going to measure here to here is 10, so I have to divide it. 10 divided by 2 will give me 5, right? And my hip, and from my waistline to my knee is 22. So here is 22 inches, and here is my knee length. So I'm going to use the same circumference that I have from my knee to my ankle. So there is no need measuring it because here is to the floor. So since we have gotten our 5 here, so I'm going to measure 10, because 10 is the total line. So here is 10 and here is 5, and 5 is the center of this block. So please don't mistake it for anything. You can also measure here 10 and 5. So all we have to do is to get our knee, and my knee is 17, which means 17 divided by 4, just for it to be more accurate, is 4.25. So I'm going to place 4.25 here and mark out. Here is my 4.25. So I'm going to start from this 5 that we marked out as the center and place my 4.25. So here is my knee. So I'm going to do the same thing, 4.25 here, because I don't want this to be like fitted. 4.25 and 4.25. So since I've gotten the circumference of our ankle, our knee and our ankle, from this I'm going to connect it from all the way here. So remember that we added our seam allowance of 1.5 inch here, 1.5 inch here. So here is like the main measurement, so we are going to place this rule right away here. So that is our hip accurate body measurement. There is no allowance for this, that's why we left 1.5 inch for our allowance. So at this part I'm going to connect my clutch line to my knee line. This part is as simple as anything. Here I'm going to mark out, since we are using 1.5 inch here, so I'm going to add 1 inch. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch here. It's only 1/2 inch. Guys, I have marked exactly 1 inch away from this our front part of the pants, so I left like extra inches here for my seam allowance. So from this bust line, so I'm going to use the initial line and draw a straight line gap like 3 inches away. So here I'm going to connect this to this part. Here is going to be 1.5 and here is going to be 1 inch away from your front. Here is also 1 inch. So guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial for the down part of our jumpsuit. As you can see that my front and back line, they are matching up. Tutorial. So if you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and like and drop your comments, or share and drop your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this tutorial.